to Working on Fire News. My name is Noel Molokwane, and this is what we have for you in this edition. The Limpopo Firefighters stole the limelight at the Polokwane Show. Our crew leaders from across the country take part in the prescribed burn training in De Wetsdorp in the Free State. We take a look at how our firefighters have been preparing for the winter fire season across the country. Justino Mavhungo, who has cervical disability, does not let that hold him back as he looks to get his body into shape. The Polokwane Team celebrate Freedom Day with a Born Freeze. The Lowveld Airshow in Nelspruit was back with a bang after 7 years. And school kids debate about environmental issues. But first, our top story.
There was a festive atmosphere at the launch of the fire season in Limpopo Province at Castle Lowveld in Modimolle. Different partners attended, showing commitment once again. At the launch, firefighters did an impressive fire demonstration which shows their readiness for the fire season.
I think the most important part of being ready for a fire season is preparing fire breaks, training all your staff, minimize your risks in all areas. So that means you need to identify your risk, you need to analyze your risk and make sure you manage it very effectively, and then make sure that your capacity is to fight the veld fires within your capacity with a proper control management system, and be interactive with all the relevant stakeholders in the area to make sure that support action is in place.
They also did an aerial display which had the partners captivated and excited after the first drop. Firefighters went through an intensive yellow card training camp in preparation for the fire season. General Manager Sam Mahepa stated that he is very happy with the attendance and involvement of all partners during the launch.
Just say, due to the long rains that we had, the grass is long, it might take time to totally dry, but the firefighters must just pull up their socks and fight the fires with more vigor and strength more than any other year.
The Limpopo Province promoted integrated fire management at the Polokwane Show, which included a live fire demonstration and fire awareness talks. Working on Fire took part in the annual Polokwane Show that took place at the Polokwane Showgrounds from the 28th until the 31st of May. The Polokwane Show is one of the biggest events that takes place in the city. The firefighters took part in a live demonstration of their fire suppression and also constructed a firewall where they showcased the quality of their personal protective clothing. Educational presentations were also offered at the Working on Fire stand, and Godfrey Sekhaulele, one of the Polokwane firefighters, stole the limelight when he took over as the master of ceremonies at this show.
High School, Working on Fire, friends, enemy.
Crew leaders came from across the country for the prescribed burn training, where there were lessons on fire breaks, controlled burning, leadership, as well as how to be vigilant leaders at the fire lines. Working on Fire crew leaders from across the country traveled to the town of De Wetsdorp for a 25-day training on safe prescribed burning.
Today we're gonna burn through this way. We're gonna burn a distance of 3 kilometers.
Once the incident commander for the day had given a brief on the intended 3-kilometer control burn along the gravel road, the team got ready. The incident command team first did a test with a kestrel, to ensure that the weather met requirements to conduct a burn on that day. The team was divided into 2 groups, and thereafter they proceeded with the task at hand.
Our purpose here is to prevent the fires and to protect the farmlands and the livestock of the farmers.
My name is Daisy Sikide and my role is that I'm a skid pump operator. I fill empty knapsacks and fill up their water bottles.
My name is Justino Mavhungo. I'm from Polokwane Base. Today my job is a backstopper. So it's to make sure that everything is clean, there's no smoke that is left behind.
Controlled burning can either be for grazing or for pasture management, for alien vegetation control, for burning of fire breaks. And in our case here, it's a training exercise to teach the crew leaders on how to do safe prescribed burning.
We take a look at how teams across the country and their management prepared for their fire season, except for the Western Cape Province. The winter fire season runs from June until November, and our firefighters worked very hard at training to get their yellow cards. The yellow card training is an important part of the firefighter training, as it ensures that each firefighter meets the standard requirements to enable them to go out to a fire line. The pass-out parade at the end of the training is a special part of the training where firefighters are awarded with their yellow cards for the fire season. The teams from the Free State provinces were very happy that they had worked hard in making sure that they pass all the assessments and that they are ready mentally and physically to enter the fire season.
A card to keep in our pockets or our wallets. This card says you are fit, you have discipline, and you can attack fires at any time. With this training camp, we've learned a lot. That as a firefighters, without discipline, without being trained, and without things like a well-prepared firefighters in a fitness way, or you are not a complete firefighter. So it says to me during this camp, it says to me, as a firefighter, you must be well-trained. As a firefighter, you must be fit. As a firefighter, again, you must have a discipline so that it may help you when you go out there to the fires, that you are well prepared, you are fit, you have a discipline to listen. With discipline, you can have a good communication. With discipline, you can have a good listening skill. So during the camp, I've learned those things, that as a firefighter, you must have those qualities. With those qualities, you are a good firefighter. Thank you very much.
Despite his disability, Justino is still dedicated to keeping himself fit and motivating his team members. He is the champion for the push-ups in the Limpopo Province and has ambitions to become a fitness instructor one day.
Justino Mavhungo, store controller from the Mookgopong Base in Limpopo, says that it takes discipline, dedication and commitment to achieve what you set your mind to. Justino joined working on fire in 2010 as a store controller and ever since enjoyed his job. He is very happy for the opportunity because he's now able to provide for his son.
I enjoy doing my paperwork, and when the uniform comes, I make sure that I check the uniform properly. I make sure that I give the right people that ordered the uniform that they wanted, and I make sure that I give my crew leaders the report that they needed. They will be needed.
Guys, you all know that this is just a normal 2.4, is it?
Yes, sir.
Then ladies under 14 minutes, guys under 12 minutes. Are you all ready?
Yes, sir.
Start.
Even though Justino is not obliged to do fitness tests like firefighters, he enjoys doing push-ups and pull-ups to encourage his colleagues to pass. He also enjoys running the 2.4 kilometers with his team members. He is a true inspiration to all, and his dream is to become a fitness instructor one day. Despite his disability, he is incredibly fit and beat a lot of males. In fact, the entire crew that attended the yellow card training camp in push-ups and was crowned the winner of the male push-ups at the camp.
108, 109, 1 chair.
The Polokwane Firefighters visited the Mother Goose Daycare Center and Preschool to celebrate Freedom Day with the Born Frees, where they also taught the children the importance and the reason behind the celebration of Freedom Day. The Polokwane Firefighters took it upon themselves, with the help of their Fire Awareness Training Officer and Communications Officer, to educate children at Mother Goose Daycare Center and Preschool at Westernburg in Limpopo. The firefighters shared the history of South Africa with the children, and they also told them what it means to live in this new South Africa.
On the mark of the 27th of April, each and every South African citizen was able to vote. Each and every one. As long as you were a South African citizen, you were able to vote.
The firefighters also painted the children's faces. The firefighters also did a drill demonstration for the children, and some of the kids took part. Two, three. The day was sealed with the kids releasing 20 yellow balloons to show that they are free, like the balloons flowing in the wind. The Lowveld Airshow was held in Nelspruit Airfield for the first time, with a new name branding Kishugu, and various South African pilots with their aircraft put a spectacular display which left the audience amazed.
Greetings from me, Brian Eminis, and welcome to the Nelspruit Airshow. And what an airshow this is going to be. After an absence of nearly 7 years, the organizers, led by Johan Heiner, decided it's time to revive this great airshow and bring aviation back to the Lowveld.
The return of the Lowveld Airshow was a major success. More than 5,000 people attended to enjoy an exhilarating day of aerobatic display in Nelspruit. More than 50 aeroplanes and helicopters took part in the show.
With a good team like I had, all volunteers, all gave their own time, it was actually very easy. The cooperation from yourself and the participants were more than eager to come. So with the cooperation of everybody involved, it was quite easy.
The skydivers opened the show with the biggest SA flag you have ever seen.
We're ready to skydive. We've got 9 jumpers and we're ready to go.
Flag 5,250 square feet.
Some of the crowd favorites included a firefighting display by the largest collection of UA helicopters since the Vietnam War, a Castra Harvets, and many more. The Working on Fire program had a well-attended exhibition stand at the airshow. The airshow closed off with an aerial bombing display and spectacular fireworks.
And that is all that we have for you in this edition. Matema, once again, thank you so much for your contribution in all the Limpopo stories and allowing the video unit to shoot this edition from your province.
Watch the space for more stories from Limpopo.
And remember, if there's any news in your province, please send it through to your provincial communication officer. See you next time.